Good evening, Iron Tribe Baton Rouge. Thank you for joining us for our first ever State of the Tribe 2023. We've had over 100 of you register for tonight, and I promise to value your time, so let's jump right in. I'd like to start with a brief history of the fitness industry as a whole, a 10,000-foot view, as I believe it will set the stage for where we are today and where we're going. It's a relatively young industry. It started in the 1960s with the York Barbell. In the 70s, Arnold Schwarzenegger popularized the bodybuilding movement, chasing the pump. Then we saw Nautilus and martial arts. My dad, in his 60s now, tells me martial arts and boxing were very popular and even cool when he was a kid. Says it was very common to box in the streets and neighborhoods. I think I'm going to bring this back with my two boys. They need to beat each other up safely. In the 80s, Dr. Kenneth Cooper coined the term aerobics. This gave way to leg warmers and millions of mail order videotapes. If you were in class at Mid-City last Friday, you got a good taste of this with Coach Taylor and Suze. Apparently, nobody followed their lead and dressed up with the 80s theme. Real cool of y'all. In the 90s, we see the mind-heart connection with yoga and Pilates. And in 2000s, kettlebells emerge and the strongman movement. But around 20 years ago, fitness boutiques and micro gym concepts took off. Think private personal training studios, CrossFit, amongst other concepts. Boot camps first took place in outdoor settings, then they moved into the gyms. Sport-specific training was next. We saw these programs come out of big box gyms and become standalone offerings. Behind that came an even younger subset of the industry. Personal training started in the 1990s. It was always done through the lens of one-on-one training model with a bodybuilding protocol. Some group training had started to develop, but the 2008 recession really drove the economics to group fitness. If there was a pendulum, the whole industry shifted from one-on-one style toward group functional training. From 2010 on, it wasn't cool anymore to do curls or bench press. Everyone was excited about thrusters and pull-ups and all things functional. From 2010 to 2015, this is what's often referred to as the golden years of CrossFit. During this time, we saw big box gyms dying. Think big boxes like LA Fitness, Gold's Gyms, things like that. We saw these same big boxes having to evolve. We see functional fitness exploding, the birth of boutique fitness movement. That's what Iron Tribe is. That's what we do. Then from 2015 to 2020, you saw a rapid expansion of high-intensity interval training, HIIT style boutiques, single modality gyms. This is where the industry really grew. Over the last 4 years, a new trend has begun to develop. People still want to be functional, but want to look good too. They enjoy doing curls and some targeted movements for the specific results they want. So the pendulum has started to swing back from the benefits of group to a more customized approach in a semi-private training atmosphere. Then the 2020 pandemic happened, and it hit the industry hard. Gold's Gym closed 30 locations in Alabama. 24-Hour Fitness closed 130 locations. I could go on and on. Consultants and gurus we've talked to estimate 40 to 45% closure rate. So, to say the least, 2020 really wreaked havoc on the industry and how we deliver a model. COVID restrictions, cleaning, social distancing, masking, smaller class sizes, virtual options. Then, while everyone's stuck at home, the new digital experiences that gamify fitness and create online communities boom. If you happen to be one of those who invested in Peloton stock before or during this boom, I'm very sorry. Things are not looking good now. So I think you can see the fitness industry has been one of innovation, and it's often changed rapidly. It's constantly evolved to meet the needs of the customer. Where do we fit into the larger industry landscape now? Our own Iron Tribe Baton Rouge story and my personal story in the fitness industry will help answer that. If you indulge me for a brief backstory. I got started right out of high school at a local gym called Spectrum in the South Downs Shopping Center in 2010. In my time there, I helped open a functional fitness area attached to the gym called Gorilla Fitness. It was actually a covered breezeway between Spectrum South Downs and the Bulldog. It was an amazing experience that really lit in me a passion for improving others' quality of life through fitness as well as entrepreneurship. For roughly 3 years, I ran personal training and boot camp formatted classes in this space. Then I got introduced to Iron Tribe in New Orleans. I was actually taking out my trash on campus one day. A guy named Justin invited me in class, and about a month later, what seemed like the most rigorous hiring process, I started as a coach there shortly after getting married in September 2014. However, I quickly fell in love with the concept and its ability to change people's lives. It was special to see a gym really be more than a gym. It was a community of like-minded people, all striving towards the same goal, the healthiest and best versions of themselves. Then at random, I got a phone call from Jim Cavell, the president of Iron Tribe at the time. He had just met with the owners of Iron Tribe New Orleans, and they had shared about me that I would be moving back to Baton Rouge, and told him they thought of me as a great potential franchisee. I basically told Jim I was pursuing missionary work or law school. Long story short, he quickly said, "You're young, you can always go back and do that." I went along with open hands and ultimately took the position, God's going to make clear what I need to do. After a long and prayerful process with that and my dad advising me through it, I pitched this to my siblings on the back porch just a few blocks away from Mid-City. Let's just say not everybody was in, but February 5th, 2016, we officially became franchisees. It took almost a year to find the right location, just a few streets away from where I grew up on Glenmore Avenue. It was formerly Bubbles and Suds and a mechanic shop. We opened on January 16th, 2017. Some of you can see the pictures there. Things look a little bit different then as they do now. Since day one, it did not take long for this fitness community to grow into a thriving one. We rapidly grew to over 100 members in our first 20 days of opening our doors, celebrating with our 100 members party. Since then, we continued to grow, and in recent years, we've operated close to our capacity of 300 tribers. We've run countless internal challenges, have hundreds of success stories of amazing health transformation, hosted many community events from Tin Roof Crawfish Boil to tailgate party in the back of Sean Usher's house. We've even been through a pandemic together. To say the first 5 years were a success would be an understatement. It has felt more like a family than it has just a gym to work out, which in my opinion is a big reason why so many of you enjoy it. It has been 100% because of you and our team that we have consistently operated as one of the top-ranked gyms in the Iron Tribe brand. This led us to opening our second location this year, so we could continue living out our mission of creating fitness communities that change lives. And the story of Perkins coming to fruition is a good one, but I don't have the time to share it here. So where are we today? 2022 was a full year of rapid change, challenges, and growth. We started with one gym and roughly 300 tribers and 6 team members. Myself, Austin, Aaron, Melissa, Daniel, and Sandy. By the time we opened Perkins, our team had to split up a little as we grew to over 9 team members. Austin and Daniel went to Perkins. Aaron came off the floor to become the community manager at Mid-City. We saw several new coaches join our team and transition out within the same year, mostly for all great reasons. James moved back home to prepare for getting married and life afterward. One of our most long-standing coaches of 3 years, Melissa, had her first baby. Sarah just recently had her baby. And while we're on the topic of babies, just kidding, nobody else is pregnant. However, I did have my third kid this year and had 0 kids when I opened Mid-City for perspective. Austin and LJ welcomed their 4th child in their family, their first boy. In light of all these changes, we've recently welcomed Cassandra and Maddie at Perkins and Taylor and Suze at Mid-City. Today, we serve over 430 tribers between both gyms, and our team has nearly doubled. While I started as a coach, I've always been someone who simply just loves the workouts, literally since my very first class at Iron Tribe New Orleans. I've been as much a consumer of the product, just like you, as I've been someone helping to deliver our product, fitness, nutrition, and accountability. Like I mentioned earlier, I've been with the brand since 2014, and while I just shared our origin story until today, I think it would be helpful for us to rewind just a little bit before we even open, to rewind a little bit to wrap up where we have been, where we are today, and to get to sharing where we're going in 2023. I've got to share a little bit about where we were as a brand before we even opened at Mid-City. Before opening Mid-City, we as a brand saw the explosion of other hit style competitors come on the landscape. So as a brand, we began asking ourselves some questions. We realized many clients felt intimidated walking in an Iron Tribe. And when clients left, often they would come back saying some of the other concepts did the same thing over and over, or they missed the community, the coaching, and or the style of training, amongst other reasons. But still, it was harder to convince clients to try us for the first time. So we asked ourselves, what are all of these and other concepts doing differently? This led to focus groups, a brand-wide product survey. From the focus groups and brand-wide survey, Iron Tribe started testing a new program in a few markets, which led to the first major product innovation since opening its first location in Birmingham in 2010, when we launched Push. As I shared earlier, we opened in 2017, and unlike the many existing Iron Tribes, we opened our doors day one with Push as a primary option for members. Before we opened in 2017, every other Iron Tribe only offered power style classes. Essentially, Iron Tribe 2.0 is what all of you know simply as Iron Tribe, as we never operated as 1.0. And since we opened our doors almost 6 years ago today, Push has unequivocally been our most popular class option. Push has allowed the successful onboarding of many of you. It has also helped many of you transition into power when you've seen it's not all that intimidating. The other trend we've watched is the blending of group with a one-on-one personal training approach in a semi-private model. In late 2019, the corporate gyms in Birmingham, all 5 of them, began a beta test of this semi-private offering called Prime. Today, it's been nearly 3 years since corporate successful beta in Birmingham. They and nearly everyone else in the brand have transitioned over the last 2 years to what we will call Iron Tribe 3.0. We, however, until now, really could not test or offer it ourselves due to us being at our membership capacity at Mid-City. Since opening Perkins, however, we have seen many of you transfer to it as your primary location. This has decreased our class sizes, which overall has been a great thing. No more wondering if you'll get into a class from the wait list. And ain't nobody going to complain about that. And on the other hand, what makes group classes fun is them being full. So we realized we may have opened up too many group class offerings for our current demand. That all said, for the first time since Iron Tribe as a brand moved to 3.0, we're finally positioned to make the transition ourselves. We started our beta in December with over 45 participants across both locations and have received similar feedback from you as did Birmingham in 2019, which is overall great feedback. We want more class options, better times. But because we have so many group offerings, we've only been able to offer Prime and non-peak class times, mid-morning or mid-afternoon. And as a small business, we have to make decisions in the best interest for the future of the business, for all of you and our team. We've asked ourselves the same question as we often have. To remain viable in the fitness industry, and as a small business in the last few years, what's gone, what's changed, what's new? How can we innovate as we build in a way that meets the needs of our clients? How can the future for our team be better? Where's the industry going? So the brand hired 3 consultants who've worked with thousands of gyms. We wanted to be relevant and know what our clients want and need. Iron Tribe was not going to be part of the closure statistics that we saw earlier of many gyms since COVID. The brand launched a new strategic planning process. This process reconfirmed our brand purpose to create fitness communities that change lives. We created our first ever brand promise, and you can see this here. I won't read it verbatim for you. We have updated core values. Again, give those a look. They'll be hosted in the gyms for you to take a look at as well. We developed new customer avatars. Who are the clients who love and value what Iron Tribe does? Different than the other hit concepts I showed you earlier. Who are they? Long-time athletes, bought into our program. They've referred members. They value what we do. And we went deep with these people. Who are you? What do you want? Where are we meeting your needs? Where are we not? We learned a lot of interesting things. Our clients value and what do our clients value and appreciate the most? How we've blended personal training with large group, things like an onboarding program, 101 so you know what you're doing, color divisions instead of one pass fail approach, scaled to your level, challenges to keep it interesting and motivating, assessments with in-body data, nutrition templates, but most of all, and no surprise, our coaches. I love our team. They're so talented and hardworking. Our team is our product. We strive to recruit the very best and put them on the floor every day. We also got feedback that we want to see smaller classes, more customization, more skill development, more nutrition coaching. So in light of this feedback, it really forced us to ask us how we can uphold our core values in general, but particularly our core value that drives us to build lasting relationships. We never wanted to be a gym where people came and went. We've striven to build a community where you can build long-lasting relationships, so our programs need to focus on that. Then the brand revisited our program model to clarify what makes us different. And it's coaching. We're a coaching gym. You've got to go through all these phases to achieve the level of fitness you're after. As you progress, the results are amazing. So I've painted the picture of the industry. How do we fit in? A boutique model based on great results and an awesome athlete experience and community. We must innovate to stay relevant and serve our client avatars, giving you programs based on our core values. We strive to make the best decisions for you, our small business, and our team. So if Push program was Iron Tribe 2.0, where we're headed in 2023 is Iron Tribe 3.0. We're adding a new program. Power rebuilt, Prime, much more emphasis and availability for our semi-private offering. Push, same awesome class experience. We'll still offer the at-home versions of Push and Power on our app. What is Rebuilt Power? Well, for the last 18 months, many of you have seen this. You've seen options for any strength-based work to do a cardio conditioning piece instead. Intervals on the bike, ropes. Program options for alternate equipment versus the barbell. Use dumbbells, kettlebells, or medicine balls. Scales built in for high-skilled gymnastic movements. Can't do kipping pull-ups? Well, let's just do ring rows. Can't do handstands? Let's just do push-ups. See, push-only movements. So what I really want to talk about is Prime. What is Prime? Step 1, we want to define your goals. What do you want to accomplish? Why are they important to you? How committed are you to achieving them? Are you here to simply have a high quality of life for as long as possible, run a 5K, or look your absolute best in a swimsuit? Those are 3 different programs. That's where it starts. Step 2, your evaluation, testing body composition like what you'd expect in body. Fitness and mobility assessment. One of the hardest things to scale in a large group format is how to address an issue with your hip or shoulder. How do we assess that? Then to triage and improve it when all of our classes are a large group. With 200 to 300 clients at each gym, it's difficult to deliver that with excellence at that level. We do our very best with substitutions, but we can program specifically around your limitation to help you gain mobility, strengthen it, and boom, game changer. Step 3, we design your program. What are your needs, your limitations? What are you trying to accomplish? This is how your coaches train when they're not in class. They're following programs like this. What does it look like? It's a custom program specifically for you with 4 athletes or less, different programs all led by your coach. Step 4, we implement and we hold you accountable to it. Step 5, we reassess. So this is your 6-week assessment. Evaluations happen every 6 weeks. What are the goals? What's working? What's not working? What do we need to adjust? Where are we going next? Do you get nutrition support? Absolutely. Not just a template from a 6-week challenge. This is going to be a daily part of your journey, delivered in phases to help you create new habits that become a permanent part of your lifestyle. Now, for what I'd imagine most of you are wondering about, nothing changes on the schedule until Monday, February 6th. It'll be different at each gym. New, tentative schedules are already built. I know that's what you're most concerned about. I'll give you a website in a few moments that will show you all of this information. For the next month, nothing changes. We'll get your feedback and we'll move accordingly. So what we've covered so far, we've covered the feedback from primary avatars. That's all of you. We've covered the market opportunity. Now we'll talk about how 3.0 creates opportunity for our team. So our new team structure, 1 full-time coach per shift, an additional coach for support, and a full-time manager. Everyone that's currently on our team, they're staying. Don't worry, we're here for you. Until now, we've been the only brand to do 2 coaches, build full-time salaries, benefits, paid vacations. With 2 coaches, it limits growth. Unless they wanted to get into sales or management role, it's been hard to grow their careers. This helps our coaches better leverage their education and certifications for you and your success. We know that coach turnover leads to athlete turnover. A unique thing about this new model is the opportunity it creates for them to do better as we are more and more successful. This allows our team members to truly build careers with us, buy houses, start families, put braces on their kids. We want to help our team get what they need as you get what you need from us. We've heard from the avatar feedback. I've covered the market demand, how this strengthens our team. But really, this is about the opportunity to deliver a higher level service with higher level results. And Prime isn't a theory. Like I said earlier, Birmingham Iron Tribe gyms beta tested in late 2019 and through 2020, then launched in early 21 amongst everyone else in the brand. We beta tested it at both locations for the last month and a half. Our research and surveys confirm you want this. This new program is already helping over 900 athletes brand-wide to take their results to new levels. Try something new, work around limitations, come back to the gym, or even start fitness for the first time. But don't take my word for it. Listen to what some Prime athletes have to say about their experience.
If you've been here, you know it's a different place than most gyms. The energy that you get in an Iron Tribe class is just second to none. You know, our mission statement is that we create fitness communities that change lives, and that word community is absolutely everything that we stand for.
Prime is semi-private training. It's 1 coach to 4 athletes, and really get to dial into what each athlete needs and wants.
I think I'll speak for both of us. I think we've really enjoyed Prime. It allows us to focus on specific exercises that we may not have been doing as well in the larger classes.
For me personally, my upper body is my weakest area, and I wanted to be able to do a pull-up, use the barbell more, and just get more acclimated and used to going heavier with my weights.
As a coach, what I get to do is really help them reach those goals, help them see results.
Prime to me is 1 step up in energy. It's plugging into a 220 circuit and feeling the power that comes from a closer training with the coaches, whether it's 1-on-1, 1-on-2, 1-on-3. The coaches are there for you, and it's more directive, it's more powerful, and I like the muscles that I'm building.
Say you've been at Iron Tribe for 4 or 5 years already. You already have this incredible base level of fitness. Well, we can start you off with some more skilled movements, something that you're already prepared for, and then we can find a way to smartly progress you going forward. Or say you're someone who comes in and just find that the classes are overwhelming for you and you need to take a step back and start with something slower, then we're going to create that program for you that allows you to really be comfortable coming in and moving at your own pace for several weeks before we start to ramp up the intensity.
So in February, I was diagnosed with stage 4 renal cancer, and I spent a few months in a wheelchair. And since coming back here, they've helped me with my balance and coordination. I've been able to get out of a wheelchair. I still walk with a cane, and sometimes I need assistance getting off the floor and doing things, but they've been real accepting of my limitations, and they've helped me a great deal with those limitations.
So one of the really neat features of Prime is that it can come in a hybrid form. So hybrid meaning you can do group classes and then Prime classes on alternate days.
I am understanding and learning about the muscles that are being used, and I can bring that knowledge to the bigger classes or the whole group class and understand and be able to fulfill those movements a lot better.
It's cool to see their faces when they progress. So like 2 or 3 weeks into the programming and they're saying, wow, like I couldn't do that before. I did this way. This is awesome.
For me, choosing Prime was a way for me to start focusing a little bit more on my health and my physical outlook on life. As a mom, sometimes we tend to focus on others and not on ourselves. And I just decided that I wanted to go a step further. I love the group classes. I really enjoy that. But with Prime, you really get to focus on the things that you want to improve. It's never too late to start working out. I'm living proof, being over 40, not going to say how much more over 40, but anyone and everyone can benefit from doing Prime at Iron Tribe. It's just a wonderful camaraderie. The coaches are great. Everyone steps in and tells you, turning just 1 inch or going just a little bit deeper does make a big difference.
Well, you only go around once. And the quality of your life definitely improves when you come to Iron Tribe. And I think Prime is just another thing they offer to help us with the quality of our lives, especially as we get older. We have a lot of things that, your everyday stresses, and your job puts on your life. I think this is something that helps you cope with those stresses. And I think it'll help you live a more active, older life, and that's what we're here about.
One more thing about Iron Tribe is to always remember that you are worth the investment. Whether you just do the group sessions or whether you move into the Prime, you're worth it. Absolutely.
See, great experience and results from Prime athletes right there. People who and work out and group right alongside you. But one thing that's always been important to me is to walk the talk. Living the Iron Tribe code is a core value. So coming into 2023, I've set new goals and started doing Prime myself twice per week. I wanted to experience it personally before we brought it to you. My Prime program accounts for some specific goals that require a higher level of programming focus on isolated movements. Think curls, lat pull downs, a little bench press. Yes, Arnold would be happy. The technical terms would be heavy compound lifts, accessory work, and some steady state cardio, but who cares? I still have ways to go on my new goals, but I'm enjoying the change of format, pace, and the ability to get really targeted with what I'm trying to achieve. For me, my health is a gift, and at 31 years old, I'm choosing to train in a way that sets me up for a better life for a long time. For me to be my best for my wife, kids, family, church community, friends, and this fitness community. I truly believe a blend of group classes, Prime, and steadily adapting my habits around nutrition, sleep, recovery, and more will yield a solid stewardship of my health. Dr. Peter Attia calls this your health span, not your lifespan. Here's the difference. Instead of focusing on your health span, you take the approach of doing everything instead of focusing on your lifespan, with health span, you take the approach of focusing on everything you can do now for long-term quality of life, short-term discomfort for long-term benefits. So what is the Prime program worth? What's the value? If you were to group together all the services found in our Prime program, this is what it would run you. This level of service costs anywhere from $900 to $1,400, but you're not going to pay that. When you take action now, you'll get our lifetime discount offers. This means once you lock this in, it won't change. As long as you're an active member, you'll have this rate. These offers will expire February 28th. If you're on the fence about this, we're launching our best self guarantee tonight. Give us a chance. If you don't feel, look better, or more confident in 12 weeks, we'll give you 100% of your money back on this program. We only ask you follow coach-directed workouts, a minimum of 3 days per week. Give it your best effort in every workout. I know you do. Might be the hardest part. Be honest about your nutrition and open new eating habits. If you do those things, we guarantee you'll be happy with how you look, feel, and perform in 12 weeks. Everything you want to know is on this website. Pick your gym, see your new tentative schedule. We will consider your feedback. You'll see all the different rates and packages right on this website. You can click the links and sign up right away. Hope you're as excited as we are. We've done a ton of work on this to make sure this is a win for you all. I appreciate you sharing 30 minutes of your Thursday night with us. Thanks for trusting us with your fitness journey. We'll see you in the gym tomorrow. 3, 2, 1, try.